Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick episode. This one's going to be on Birkenstock. That said, let's get into it. So Birkenstock is a well-known German footwear brand famous worldwide for its distinctive sandals, shoes and clogs designed with a contoured cork footbed that supports feet comfortably by conforming to their natural shape. About Birkenstock, founded in 1774 in Germany, one of the oldest shoe brands still operating. Headquarters, Linz am Rhein, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. What it's known for, iconic ergonomic footbed shoes and sandals like the popular Arizona, Boston, Giza, and Myri. Design philosophy: Birkenstock focuses on comfort and function. The footbed encourages natural weight distribution and reduces pressure and friction. Global presence: products are sold in many countries across the world, and the brand has grown beyond health stores into fashion and lifestyle markets. Popular Birkenstock shoes and sandals. Here are some well-known Birkenstock footwear options you might consider. Birkenstock Arizona, I believe it's $199.99. That's probably AUD, Australian dollar for those of you that are wondering. Birkenstock Arizona Birko Floor sandals, $179.99. Birkenstock Myra Birko Floor women's, $182.95. It says they're sold in Anaconda plus others, Anaconda and then Woolworths plus others. Birkenstock Arizona, $199.99, classic and best-selling sandal with a signature cork footbed. Birkenstock Arizona Birko Floor sandals, $1799.99, a Birko Floor upper version that's easy to care for. Birkenstock Myri Birko Floor women's, $182.95, toe loop sandal style with adjustable straps. Men Birkenstock Boston leather, $238.73, closed shoe toe clog with leather upper. Birkenstock Boston suede leather, $231.78, classic Boston clog in suede. One moment. Perfect. Let's continue. We talked about the men Birkenstock Boston leather, $238.73, closed toe, that's dollars, AUD, closed toe clog with leather upper. Birkenstock Boston suede leather, $231.78, classic Boston clog in suede. Birkenstock Madrid Birko Floor, $132.66, simple slip-on with a single strap. Birkenstock Giza, $167.16, T-strap, thong sandal with classic comfort. Birkenstock Arizona EVA, $79.99, lightweight waterproof EVA version for casual or beachwear. Quick tips: Birkenstock's footbed shapes and materials like cork and latex are central to what makes them comfortable. Due to the popularity, counterfeit or unofficial sellers exist. Buying from official retailers or the brand's own website ensures authenticity. The brand has evolved from a health-oriented product to a fashion staple while keeping its functional heritage. Let's go over to gemini.google.com. Birkenstock is much more than a, quote, granola, end quote, fashion statement. It's a 250-year-old masterclass in orthopedic engineering. Whether you're looking to buy your first pair or trying to figure out why your current ones feel stiff, here's a breakdown of the brand's essentials. Iconic models for 2026. While the classic silhouettes remain king, certain styles are dominating the current fashion cycle. The Arizona, the quintessential two-strap sandal, it remains the brand's top seller, now often seen in, quote, big buckle, end quote, versions for a more elevated look. The Boston, this closed toe clog has transcended its, quote, house shoe, end quote, origins to become a high fashion staple paired with everything from wool socks to tailored trousers. The Naples, a rising star for 2026. The semi-enclosed loafer offers a more refined, quote, quiet luxury, end quote, aesthetic compared to the chunky Boston. The Madrid, a sleek single strap slide that's popular for a more minimalist feminine silhouette. Understanding the footbed. The, quote, magic, end quote, of a Birkenstock is the cork latex footbed. It is designed to mimic the shape of a healthy foot in the sandal. Feature deep heel cup function promotes natural cushioning and spine alignment. Arch support ensures stability and shifts pressure away from the ball of the foot. Raised toe bar encourages the natural gripping motion of your shoes. Pro tip, Birkenstock offers two footbed types. The classic black logo is firmer and offers maximum long-term support, while the soft footbed blue logo has the extra layer of foam for immediate comfort. Sizing and fitting secrets, Birkenstocks use European sizing and come in two widths. Getting this right is the difference between, quote, heavenly, end quote, and, quote, painful, end quote. Number one, width matters. Check the little, quote, foot, end quote, icon on the footbed. Solid foot filled in, narrow/medium fit, best for most women. Hollow foot, outline only, regular/wide fit, best for men, and wider feet. The, quote, gap, end quote rule, when standing you should have roughly 10 millimeter of space in front of your toes and 5 millimeter behind your heel. Your toes should never hit the front rim while walking. Number three, the break-in. Expect them to feel like, quote, cardboard, end quote, for the first 5 to 10 wears. Wear them for only 1 to 2 hours a day at first until the cork begins to mold to your unique footprint. Maintenance and longevity. A well-maintained pair can last over a decade. Avoid heat. Never leave them in a hot car or near a radiator. Extreme heat can shrink the cork and ruin the glue. Water warning. They can handle a light splash. Don't submerge them. If they get soaked, dry them slowly in the shade. Cork sealer. If the shiny coating on the exposed cork starts to look dull or, quote, flaky, end quote, apply a thin layer of Birkenstock cork sealer to prevent it from drying out and cracking. Well, that's great. We covered a lot. Let's look up one more and see if we've got something here on Clothes.ai. There is a retail store down the road, so it's super handy to pick up a pair. I'm not affiliated or sponsored to say that, but I think they're super comfy. I did have a pair of Crocs. We talked about that on episode 77. Let's see, what are we missing here? There's sizing tip. They run in EU sizes, which you talked about, and come in narrow and regular widths. Many people size down if they're between sizes. I think I did that as well. Birkenstock sandals are beloved for their distinctive cork footbed construction, orthopedic support, a few things that make them iconic. The footbed is the heart of every pair, cork and latex molded to mimic the shape of a healthy foot. With a deep heel cup, arch support, and toe bar, it molds to your foot over time. Popular styles, which went over: Arizona, the classic two-strap sandal; Boston, the clog silhouette; Giza, a thong slash flip-flop style; Mirai braided toe loop sandal. Fascinating stuff. Let's get into this. Here's a financial overview of Birkenstock Holding PCL, ticker BIORK, the publicly traded German footwear company listed on the NYSE and Frankfurt exchanges, known for its cork footbed sandals and expanding global business. Annual financial performance recent years. According to recent compiled financial data, this is over on chatgpt.com. For the fiscal year, you can get it on the mobile as well on your app. Again, this isn't a sponsored podcast by OpenAI, which is a company that owns ChatGPT. For the fiscal year end 30 September 2025, most recent full year revenue, this is in euros by the way, 2.10 billion, approximately US 2.1 billion, up approximately 15 to 18% year over year. Net income, 348 million euros, rising strongly versus prior year. EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, 667 million euros, up approximately 20%. EPS, earnings per share, 1.87 euros. Margins, EBITDA margin around approximately 31.8%. Prior year, final year 2024 revenue, approximately 1.8 billion, up 21%, approximately 21%. Net profit, approximately 192 million euros. Gross profit margin, approximately 58.8%. Historical trend, Birkenstock's revenue and profitability have grown strongly from about 1.2 billion in 2022 to over 2.1 billion in 2025, reflecting consistent double-digit growth. Wow, that's fascinating. Recent quarterly results, for example, in Q3 2025, revenue 635 million, plus 12 to 16% year over year. Net profit approximately 129 million, plus 73% year over year. Gross margin approximately 60.5%. In Q4 2025, the company also reported revenue approximately USD 526 million, plus 15.5% year over year. Net income approximately $93.9 million, nearly plus 79%. Profitability and cash flow. Birkenstock's EBITDA margins have stayed strong, around 30% plus. We've been over EBITDA before. Let's just talk about it briefly. EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization. Hopefully I got that right the first time. It is a financial metric used to assess a company's core operating profitability by excluding financial costs, tax obligations, and the non-cash amortization of intangible assets. It provides a clear view. I'm not an advisor, by the way, financial advisor, just thought I'd talk about this. It provides a clearer view of operational performance compared to net income. Key aspects of EBITDA formula: EBITDA equals net income plus interest plus taxes plus amortization. Purpose: investors use EBITDA to compare profitability between companies, particularly when companies have different tax rates or capital structures. Amortization versus depreciation. Unlike EBITDA, or missing depreciation. One sec. EBITDA stands for earnings before interests, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It is a financial metric used to evaluate a company's operating performance and profitability by excluding non-operating expenses, financial decisions, and non-cash accounting items. It acts as a proxy for operational cash flow. Key aspects of EBITDA. Purpose: it allows for a clearer like-for-like comparison of profitability between companies as it removes the effects of debt, interest, tax environments, and non-cash accounting methods. Depreciation/amortization. The formula: EBITDA, net income plus interest plus tax plus depreciation plus amortization. Usage: investors and lenders commonly use EBITDA to gauge a company's ability to pay off debts and determine companies' valuations. Limitations: because it excludes significant costs like interest and capital expenditures, it can make a company appear more profitable than its true bottom line. EBITDA margin: this is calculated as EBITDA over total revenue and shows operating profitability as a percentage of revenue. Disclaimer: EBITDA is not a measure defined under standard accounting principles like GAAP, GAAP, and is not equivalent to net income or cash flow. Let's continue. We're nearly on 15 minutes. I'll try to get through this quick. A 30% EBITDA margin means, or 30% EBITDA margin means a company makes a profit of $0.30 for every $1 of revenue it earns. This is considered a good EBITDA margin, indicating low operating expenses and high earning potential. Very good. This means 35% of a company's revenue is converted to EBITDA, showing a solid operational efficiency. Companies can manage their operations and profitability by understanding and improving their EBITDA margin. Is a 30% profit margin too much? Here's a gauge. 20%. Here are some general rules of thumb for gross margins. 20% healthy for manufacturers, distributors, and other businesses with physical production. Costs 30 to 50% plus solid margins for most service-based businesses with low overhead and production costs. All right, let's get back into things. We're over the 15 minutes slightly, but I think it's okay. Where were we? Birkenstock's EBITDA margins have stayed strong around 30% plus. Operating income and net income have expanded faster than revenue thanks to pricing actions and a favorable mix shift, more closed-toe shoes. The company has also reduced net leverage and executed share buybacks. Outlook and guidance for fiscal 2026, projected revenue of approximately 2.30 billion to, this is in euros, to 2.35 billion, or 2.30 billion to 2.35 billion. That's all in euros. Approximately 13 to 15% growth. Expected adjusted EBITDA margin of approximately 30 to 30.5%. EPS guidance 1.9 to 2.05 euros approximately. However, external pressures such as tariffs and currency effects are expected to temper profit margins. Summary: key financial metrics. Revenue financial year 2025, most recent figures approximately 2.1 billion, approximately USD 2.1 billion. Net income approximately 348 billion euros. EBITDA approximately 667 million euros. EPS approximately 1.87 euros. EBITDA margin approximately 31 to 32% margin. Growth, double-digit revenue and profitability growth year on year. We're running over the time, so let's go to the one big thing about Birkenstock. The public company. One big thing about Birkenstock is its iconic cork latex countered footbed. That footbed is the core of the brand's identity and success. Why it matters: anatomical design. It's shaped to match the natural structure of the foot, supporting the arch, heel cup, and toes. Natural materials made from cork and latex. It molds to your foot over time. Comfort plus orthopedics, originally rooted in orthopedic footwear, which built its reputation for health benefits. Fashion crossover, what started as a quote comfort/health sandal end quote became a global fashion staple, worn on runways and by celebrities. In short, the footbed isn't just part of the shoe, it is the brand. Fascinating. I think that's everything, folks, and thanks for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your day.